let's go random. Ooh, reasonable. Hi guys, Big Monday here, and today I want to show you a quick video. It may not be that quick actually.
Prepare for battle.
I'll try and keep it as short as possible. I think my phone was just talking to me randomly, but anyway, I want to show you a video on how to die in Dota, and that seems silly. You don't want to die, but it's really the way you die is actually really important, because there is a big difference between dying and feeding. Give you an example. When I first started playing Phoenix, I had close to an 80% win rate. I was in a particular game, and some guy turns around and says, "Dude, you're feeding. You've got way more deaths than anyone else." And I'm like, and I said, the guy's like, "You got hardly any. You got like 2 kills and like 18 deaths." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that's no problem." He's like, "Yeah, but you're feeding." I said, "I'm not feeding. Look at my assists." And out of 42 kills on our team, I had 38 assists. So basically what I'm doing is, I am sacrificing my life to ensure we trade well. So although I will struggle and I will die, our team gets something out of it. Right, so I'm just going to put WTF mode on, and let's get some mobility. Just for the sake of it, why not? Be super fast.
Interesting.
Yep, super fast. Right, so there's a few different components. Let me just level up to the point where I've got like, all of my abilities.
Still a mantis, yet now much grander.
Right, so there's a couple of different things, and now this video could very well be how to run away as well as how to die, because in a lot of cases it will be exactly the same thing we're discussing. The important bit is what you're going to do is, even though you know you're going to die or you know you're going to take damage, take a significant amount of damage, is that you're going to set your team up in a position where even if you die, they'll trade evenly. So probably shouldn't have put bots on, but I want to. So, brilliant. So we've got a Lion here.
And for the dark moon.
Now Lion has an insane amount of burst damage when he's got his ult, and this happened to me in a game, and this is why I'm making this video. I was playing Lena, same principle, and basically what happened is we were on the dire side. I was sort of in the jungle here, stacking. I was playing Lena. I had a guy on my team here, and he dove a little hard, and he sort of ran down here, and he realised he's going to die. And there's no creeps around him, because the creeps are all the way up here. And no creeps, no allies around. He realises he's dead, and he's got an axe chasing him. And the axe is level 6. He knows if he gets in range, he's going to dunk him. So, and this guy's got like 100 HP. The axe only has like 350 HP, but my teammate has no way of killing him before he dies. So what my teammate does is he runs sort of up here, and he runs all the way up here, and he runs all the way up here under the tower, by which time the creep wave's here. Putting bots on with WTF, probably not a good idea. Yeah, by which time the creep wave's under the tower, the axe dives him under the tower and kills him. Finally manages to catch him, and I'm sitting here and I'm watching all this going on, and I'm trying to get close, but what happens is I sort of come across here, but by the time I get here, the axe has already gone past and killed this guy, and then Axe has got the insane speed boost he gets from killing someone, and he just runs out sort of that way through our jungle and disappears. Now, the problem this guy had is he realised he was going to die, and that's where his thought processes end. Is he was like, I'm going to die, I'll just run, and he just runs, and
Your bottom tower is under
that's
attack.
really bad. I mean, the Axe was really low. As Alina, I had my ult ready. What should happen? Let's say you dive too hard and you're like, oh shit, I have to run. So you click to run, and then you run. As soon as you click to run and you get in a bit of distance, you should then look where your allies are. Either look at the map or look on your screen. Look where your allies are, and you then want to think, okay, if I'm going to die, let's accomplish something with my death. So if this guy had sort of clicked to run and he'd gone up there, and he'd even got sort of this far before he realised I'm only here, he could have come this way to meet me, and chances are the Axe would have carried on chasing him. And as Alina, I'd have just come in and Laguna bladed the Axe in the face. It'd have been a kill on the Axe, and I'd have saved my ally. Now, even if I didn't get there in time, the point is, if he'd have come this way, even if he'd have died before I got to him, I'd have been able to pick up the kill, because the Axe would have been sitting somewhere around here. I'm here. The only way the Axe can get out is sort of through there, which he'll be in range with the Laguna Blade. Even with his speed, if he goes a long way around and goes back down there, I'm going to be able to cut him off here
Bottom is missing.
before he gets out and be able to get him in range of the Laguna Blade. And again, I'll pick up the kill. So what we're saying here is, my teammate was going to die. We knew he was going to die. There was nothing we could do about it. Maybe we could save him, but probably not. But we knew he was going to die. So the next thing is, we need to make sure we trade well from that. So that's it. As soon as you start running, you run for your life, you look at the map, you think to yourself, what can we do to get something out of this? If the answer is nothing, then you just run around trees and do whatever you can to sort of delay your opponent and waste their time. If all you can do is waste their time, do it. Don't just give up and die, because then that's just stupid, and then you are just feeding. Whereas if you run to an ally who can then pick up the kill, you're not feeding, you're trading. You may not be trading favourably, but at least you're trading. Whereas if you just die, all you're doing is feeding your opponents. So, the next bit we want to do is how to run. This seems really stupid, yes? As the tutorial tells you, you right click and your character walks there. But as what you'll see if you watch any of the pro games, pro players do not click where they want to go. They micro click usually, and what you'll see is they will control their path, and they will run around and they'll control their path. They won't wait for the character and the path in to adapt. And where this can be useful is if you're running away from someone, he's clicking on you because he wants to attack you, which means his character is going to take a more direct route to you. Even if he micros his clicks a little bit, he's going to have to click on you to attack you at some point, which means his character's going to go towards you, and he's going to take pretty much a direct route to you. So the way you can abuse this is, say you're running away, you can look at obstacles, and let's take the obvious obstacle everybody runs into when you're running away in the laning phases. You run away and you run into creeps. You know the creeps are coming. Let's see, I can see my creeps coming down here, I can see where they are, I know they're coming. So if I just run away and I run head first into creeps, what I'm going to do is I'm going to like keep stopping, and see how long that stops me for? I'm going to take like 2 or 3 hits during that, and those 2 or 3 hits could mean my death. Now I'm not necessarily going to be in this nice safe place between my tier 1 and tier 2. I could be sort of up here having dived the tower. So what I need to do is I'm going to plan my route so that I walk round the creeps, but I come out sideways slowly. So I'm going to sort of, let's say I want to walk that far over to dodge the creeps. I'm going to walk like that. to walk around them. And what that's done is by walking as closely around them as I can and micro clicking rather than just clicking the other side of the creeps. I have not run into the creeps and I've saved myself that bit of time, but my opponent, because he's going to be clicking on me to attack me, he's going to have to take this more direct route, and he's going to have to run through those creeps. At the very least, he's going to have to run so close to the creeps that they'll hit him, so at the very least this guy is going to take more damage. And what happens at this point is you increase your chance of escaping. Probably not. Let's say you're not, because this is how to die. You increase your chance of escaping, but you also ensure that your opponent takes more damage in the attempt to kill you. Now they might give up early and just run off, at which point you've traded health in lane and you're winning your lane. Let's take WTF off.
Your middle tower is under attack.
And let's just level up because the bots are starting to catch up a little bit. So you're winning your lane by trading better. But let's say this guy's he's chasing you. You sort of run round to make sure he takes like 5 or 6 hits from creeps. All of a sudden he's really low, and that gives you one of your allies the opportunity to TP in and just pick up the kill. Even if you've died, it gives somebody the opportunity. Let's say, or you could have a Zeus on your team by making sure that guy took that extra damage. You make it possible for somebody else to pick up the kill, and you increase your chance of escaping. So the other thing you might want to consider while you're running is Fog of War. Now, what a lot of people don't realise when they're playing Dota is you can't attack somebody who's in the Fog of War. Now, if you're chasing somebody and you've clicked to attack them, and they run into the Fog of War, your hero will run to their last known location. So you see here, I can't see anything the other side of this tree. So if I click on someone and they run there, my character will run to that point. Now you can use this to your advantage because you can change direction in the Fog of War. Now let's see, currently where I'm standing, all this area is black. So let's say somebody chases me down here. What I can do, I know as soon as I step here, he can't see me. And he is going to run here. If he clicked to attack me, which is the most likely thing he'd done, or he might be microing it, either way this is going to give you a slight advantage. He's going to run here. In the meantime, I can change direction, and he will carry on running the same way because he doesn't know where I am. So if I run down here, I'm still in the Fog of War because we know the Fog of War is there. If I go and stand back up there again, we know the Fog of War is there. So if I run down here, I can run anywhere I want and he won't know. Now what you'll see sometimes is people who do micro their movement slightly, he'll know. If I go around that tree, he will go this way instead. What I'll then do is I'll change direction. If I can see him, let's say I've got a ward there, and every time he changes direction, I would change direction too, with my objective to keep him sort of where this fog is here. If I could see him, I want to keep him where that fog is, because then he can't see me. And what this does is it wastes somebody's time. And you can use this as you're running away, so that rather than taking the shortest possible route to run away, you run in sort of this zigzag pattern around trees. Let's say, now, I mean I drew creep aggro there, and you see how little time they could see me. Let me draw aggro again. Right. No, they don't want to attack me. But let's say someone's attacking me here and I want to get away. And I've got somebody here in the river. I could just click in the river, and you can see my hero is going to take a route where he's going to be in sight of the guy chasing me almost all the time. And that's bad, because they can attack me a lot during that time. And let's assume our mid laner is coming up to help too. So really what I want to do is spend the most amount of time possible in the fog. So rather than just clicking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to micro click, and I'm going to micro my movement to sort of weave around the trees in a completely crazy pattern. Let's say, I mean, I'm a bit quick to do this accurately.
Your middle tower
Let's
is
say
under attack.
I'm going to come down here, I'm going to spend a lot of time in the fog of war doing that, and then I'll go around this tree. Then my objective is, because I'm being chased from down here, my objective is to keep
Your
fog
middle
here.
tower is
So I'm
under
going to stay
attack.
high, and then I'm going to come around this tree, and then I'm going to come down here. And what that is doing is, yes, it has taken me slightly longer to run that route, but the amount of time I'm staying in attack range of the enemy hero is less, which gives my allies longer to respond, and it wastes more of the enemy's time, and it adds questions, because if I'm in the fog here, my enemy will probably expect me to go this way. He doesn't know I'm going to go this way. He might predict it and come here, but if he does take a shortcut across here because he predicts my movements, what I can do is I can go like that, and then I can go around here instead. And then rather than taking the direct route, I can sort of weave around a bit down here and just get that bot kill. And all this time my team, who's down here in the river, is coming up to back me up, and all this time I spend in the fog gives my team chance to sort of get in there and help out. I'm gonna die now. Okay. So you can see how this sort of how to die. It can make a big difference in not necessarily your life and how you survive, but how that affects your team and how your team can benefit from it. Now let's say you're running away from an enemy hero. I want the Wind Ranger to attack me here, so I'm going to follow her for a bit. I'm hoping she'll attack me. Right, that's it. Yeah, Oracle's attacking me. Okay, so I'm running away from an enemy hero. And hopefully they won't kill me too quickly here. Okay, they're going to kill me too quickly. Okay, so what I was trying to show you there is, I'm a ranged hero, and I have quite a good turning circle on Rubik. As I'm running away from the enemy,
With a few new ideas.
and I'm dodging and weaving through trees, there are quite a lot of opportunities where, as I turn, the enemy are almost within the arc I can attack them.
Interesting.
As if you see, you don't have to... You see, Rubik's got a really good turning circle.
Your challenge.
So you see how I can kite these,
Show some ambition.
even without the sort of ridiculous movement speed from the sun. Yes, you see how I can sort of kite these guys, and I can attack them much more times than they can attack me as I'm running away. And what I can do is, as I'm running away from an enemy hero, if I'm not so low that they can just wipe me out instantly, I can do this sort of kiting where
Your middle tower
I'm doing a
is under
little bit of
attack.
damage and a little bit of damage. I don't want the
Your
enemy to
middle
run
tower
away
has fallen.
until my team gets here, but what I want to do is put him in a less favourable position when my team arrive. Or if he does finally kill me, I want to make sure that he's either got to go back to heal, or he's got to spend something, a salve, whatever. So I can do this little bit of damage as I'm running away,
Understand.
Your top tower
and my
is
team are
under
getting
attack.
screwed.
Radiant structures
Probably
are
not going to be able to do
fortified.
anything here.
Your middle tower has fallen.
So you can do that extra damage as you're running away, and quite often you'll see a lot of players will just chase you and chase you and chase you, and you can nick away at the health and nick away at the health, and all of a sudden Alina comes in and bang, they're dead. Whereas if you hadn't done that extra damage,
Your middle barracks
the Lina comes in and she drops the Laguna Blade, and then they BKB and run away.
Your middle
So-
barracks has fallen.
By doing that extra damage, you can make sure there's a kill. Yes, you're still going to die, and you're going to lose gold, but what you're doing is you're setting up kills for your team. So just to quickly run over that again, when you're running away in any situation, look at the map, look where your team are, have some awareness of what your team can do, and head towards your allies if they're going to die. Oppositely,
Your middle tower
if
is under attack.
if the enemy are going to kill two of you, run in an opposite direction to your teammate, even if it means running into the enemy base. Because by getting them to force you to choose between you and the enemy, you and your ally, sorry. If you run with an ally and you're both on like 20 HP, they'll kill you and then they'll kill your ally. Whereas if you run in a completely crazy direction, you might sacrifice your life, but by forcing the enemy to
Bottom tower
sort of break off pursuit of your other guy, you might save your teammate.
Your
So yeah,
ancient is under
firstly, look where your allies are and have some awareness of if your allies could accomplish something if you lead the enemy to them.
Your ancient is under attack.
Have some awareness of obstacles, be they creeps or trees, and don't just run towards the obstacles. Micro click so that you run off to the side slightly and run round them. Abuse fog to stay while you're running, so don't just run in a straight line through the jungle. Weave and try and stay in the fog. And that's something that comes with experience. You need to sort of watch where the fog is and then remember it. And if you are somebody who is ranged or somebody who's fast enough, kite the enemy, hit them as you're running. If you've got somebody with a really slow turn speed, that's not really possible. But if you've got somebody with a really high turn speed, you can get like 5 or 6 hits in, which early game is a lot. Late game probably not so much from a support, but it's a lot, and it's better than doing nothing. And at the very least, you're gonna put your enemy in a position where it takes them a little bit longer to heal, or they have to use another spell, or anything like that. But basically, what you're doing is ensuring your death costs the enemy as much as possible. So even if you die, you can turn around to your team and say, "Look, I've died 20 times, but I've got 80 assists." So I've had a massive impact, massive positive impact on our team. So guys, please bear all this in mind when you are playing. Let me know how it goes for you. Have fun, guys. See you later. Bye bye.